Good day, gentlemen. Good evening. Good morning, depending on where you are listening from. Today, I want to speak about downfall of men. Yes, in most cases, we the men fall without knowing the reason why we are falling. You see, most of us, when we are in position, when we are blessed and we are in position, we feel on top of the world and we feel we can control the whole world around us. But the problem is that most of us abuse this privilege given to us by the Almighty God. Because we are given this money, this power, and this wealth to help the poor ones around us. But instead of making use of it the way it's meant to be, they will now use this money and this power to oppress people around them. Let me take, for example, you will see a young man who is trying to suppress his father's new wife, simply because the father is dead. He now wants to have this wife of the father by fire and by force. And once the woman refuses him, then it's like, you and your children are going to pack out of this compound. I don't want to see people in this compound again. And if this woman should choose to go out with another man, then she becomes a prostitute automatically. That is very wrong, because in such situations, such women go inside, cry out to God, and curse you as a man, and it shall come to pass. This is one of it. Another one is some of these men I'm talking about will try to suppress even their brother's wife. Once their brother's wife is an attractive woman, they want to take over everything. Keep their own wife and still take over their brother's wife, simply because they are helping them with small money. And once this brother's wife says, no, I can't do such a thing with you, she is either a witch or she is a prostitute automatically. And this man will take it upon himself to fight this woman with everything he has, to destroy this woman and destroy her name in that family, frustrate that woman. That is, in most cases, when the brother is still alive. Not to talk about when the brother is dead. When the brother is dead, they would frustrate her and even try to kill. Most of them will try to destroy her and destroy her children so that she don't have a portion in that house. Simple because you wanted to sleep with her and she refused. For most of us who are doing this without knowing the implications, this woman, if she opened her mouth and curse you, you are done for life. Everything about you in your life is done. You are finished. No amount of prayer can save you. No amount of pastors can pray you out. I don't want to talk about the people who will not let go, about their mother-in-law, who came to help them during the newborn baby. And all that comes to his head is to make sure he sleeps with his mother-in-law. If you succeed doing that, you have brought a curse to your head again, and this curse will follow you to the grave. And even your children will suffer it. I don't want to teach you that sleeping with your wife's sister is also a big sin and a big curse for yourself. All these things is what our men used to do because they have money, they are in position, they can buy everything, and they think they can do it and go free. Yes, you can at that very moment. But the evil that men do lives after them. And that is why you see a very well-established man, after a few years, he will fall with the nose and without getting up again. And even his children will begin to suffer the same thing that he is suffering, because the evil is already inside their family. The cause is working there. In most cases, their wives are also the cause of the problem. Because the time they are in position to help people, their wife will be there telling them not to help this person, not to help the other person, not to help the other person. They let them suffer, thinking that they are God. But this same wife will not know that God has a purpose of giving that money to her husband. The reason why God gave money to your husband is not just for you and your children, it's for the people around you also. And if you stop your husband from helping the less privileged people around you, God will visit you later. And that is why you see some people at old age, nobody will care for them again. Those your children with golden spoon may not be in position to help you. And those children from the poor people you didn't want to help will be the shining stars. And the whole regret will be yours. The cause is what you brought to yourself. So I'm saying to you today, I don't want to go too far with this, because we all know when we do something wrong or right. For those of you, the men especially, who are very lucky that the women that you hurt in your life are still alive, please quickly go back to them. Don't be so proud. Go back to them, find a way to apologize to them publicly. Don't hide it. Go and kneel down before them and apologize to them. Tell them that you are sorry. Tell them to forgive you for the false accusations. Tell them to forgive you for calling them prostitute. Tell them to forgive you for trying to suppress them. Tell them to forgive you for trying to show them wickedness. Tell them to forgive you for trying to kill their husband. Tell them to forgive you for trying to destroy their husband. Tell them to forgive you for trying to destroy them and their family with your mouth. By the time you finish doing this, God will make all things anew for you. But if you refuse to do this, I'm sorry to tell you that your family, you and your family, your children and your children's children are going to suffer the cost such a woman must have laid for you. It goes with you to the grave and come back with you in the next second generation. Even your children's children will suffer it and will be asking themselves, what have they done wrong? But it's just because of what you did as a father during your time that they are suffering. So do not allow such thing to happen to your children by going to confess to any woman you know you have hurt during your time. If you are lucky they are still alive, please do. And that's the only way you can go free from such causes. The mouth of a widow is like a sharp knife. The tongue of a widow is like a sharp knife. And the mouth of women are like oracles. Once they speak, it goes, especially when they are innocent. And they know that God hears the cry of the women more than that of the men. God has a purpose for that. I greet you all, and may God bless you as you change your ways and do the right thing at the right time. Remain blessed and make peace with your enemies so that God will bless you more and more. Amen.